Hi everyone, Ashley here. I've got exciting news for you about Zoho One. Zoho have included a new app in the Zoho One bundle. So I think there was around 45 apps in the bundle. So there's now around 46 apps in the bundle. It's landing page. So Zoho landing page does what it says on the tin. It's designed for creating landing pages. So let's jump over to their sales page and talk about what it does. So here we are on the sales page, and if I scroll down here, I've just got some testimonials there. It's a drag and drop editor, so there's no coding required. If you've ever used a web page editor where you just drag and drop things onto the screen, this does exactly that. There are a ton of templates included, so don't feel put off by that if you're not a developer or a web page designer. There's lots of templates that you can choose from and customize. Then if we scroll down, there's analytics built in, but there's quite powerful analytics. They're taking their PageSense tool and they're bringing some of the features into here. So you've got everything you need in a single app. So here's an example here of some analytics. You can see a heat map over the button, giving you an idea of where people are hovering their mouse, where people are clicking, that kind of thing. We've also got an option here for A/B testing. So that means that you create two similar pages and people get sent to either of those. The traffic is distributed between the two, so you can see which one is converting better, which is something that I haven't actually mentioned yet, and that is the purpose of landing pages. Landing pages are designed to basically funnel people to a goal that you want them to achieve, and that could either be signing up to a newsletter or it could be going to the checkout, purchasing a product. So the idea here with the A/B testing is that you make variations of those pages and then you see which ones appeal to people more and get them to click the button or sign up to the list or buy the product, whatever it is, the goal that you're setting for those visitors to reach. Integrations with other Zoho apps and other non-Zoho apps as well. So that's great. And I think that's the end of that section. Let's just check here under explore all features just to see. So yeah, we've got the page builder, drag and drop page builder, which is very good. We've also got the option to add some custom CSS if you're into that, if you're into really tweaking the design. We can easily obviously duplicate pages, publish them. One of the features that I liked about this was that it allows you to incorporate the pages into your own domain. So obviously you've got your own website and you want to create landing pages. Landing pages are typically a more reduced version of your website. So I'll give you an example because Zoho actually provided some examples that they consider to be good landing pages. If we take this one here, for example, this is obviously funneling people to buy a product or a service. If you notice along the top of the screen where you normally see the website menu, it's got the logo, but there's no other options there. There's no other options to jump to contact us or, I don't know, products and services. That's all stripped out, and that's something that you normally see on a landing page. Even quite often the logo on a website is clickable and it takes you back to the home page. Typically on a landing page that won't work because the idea is that you want the visitor to stay on that page and make a decision. So a lot of that is stripped out. So I can't remember why I was saying that now. Oh yeah, the address. So it allows you to link this in with your website. So it would become, the landing pages would be based on what's called a subdomain. So my website, for example, is nexusimprovement.com. So my landing pages that I've set up are, I think it's info.nexusimprovement.com. You could have offers.nexusimprovement or whatever you want. It can be completely up to you. It's completely free to choose what subdomain you want. And also, it's secure, so it does use the HTTPS protocol, so that is good as well. If we scroll down here, you can manage all your files, you can manage your leads. So if you've got people filling out forms, clicking on things and they're leaving their details, there's a section for each landing page you can go to. Along with the analytics, it will also give you a list of all of those people and then let you push those into your CRM or your email marketing software. Analyze, as I said, great analytics options in here, heat maps and scroll maps and general page analytics. What did people click on, how many clicks, how many views, all that kind of thing. Something which I didn't mention from the last page that we were looking at was the customization. So you can customize what the user sees. If you've got information about them, you could personalize it, I believe, with their name and things like that. But what would be more common would be like location-based information. So if you can pick up from their IP address what region they're in, you can customize the information on the page with text about that region. So, I'm in Ireland, so it might say something like Ireland's #1 favorite product or something like that instead of the UK's #1 favorite product. So as I said, it can link in with other software, other marketing apps that you have. And we've talked about the A/B testing, the personalization, the dynamic text, and it's secure, as I said, uses the SSL certificates to get that HTTPS email domain. So now let's look at how you add this to your Zoho One bundle. So if I go to the Zoho One page, so that's for me in my region, that's one.zoho.eu. Come down to the left hand side to the directory, and once the directory opens up, we can go over to the left hand side to applications, and we can then click the red button that says add application. And if you're an existing Zoho One user, if you type landing page or landing, you're going to see that is now showing up on your list of available apps, and you just need to click add. Once you do that, it's going to add landing page to your Zoho One account and give you the option to add users. So I'm going to do add user. I think by default I'm already added, so let's just check that. Let's just go and check that out. As the admin, I think I'm already added. As it happens, yes I am. There we go. So landing pages has been added to my account. If you wanted to add more users to that, you can go back to applications. You can find landing pages on the list. There it is, or landing page, sorry. And then just click assign users. And from here you can add more users from your organization. At the moment, I haven't logged into this yet, so it's just showing up my workspace. The app itself is split up into different workspaces, so if you had different brands, maybe it may be possible to do different brands based on different workspaces. It's just a way of segregating the information. So let's jump into the app now and have a look. So as with most things Zoho, I can just type in here landingpage.zoho.eu. And this is the first time that I've logged in, so it's just going to ask me to answer a few questions. So we'll just say I've built landing pages before using Zoho Landing Page. How are you planning to use landing page? I'm going to use it to, let's say, generate leads for my own business. How many employees do you have? What's your industry? Let's say IT and software, and submit. So the first thing we're going to see here, I believe we're already in our workspace. So I'm just going to click back here in the top left corner. And my workspace, yeah. So we've got one workspace created. We can rename this if we want. I think if we want to do that, we go to settings. So you could rename this with your brand name if you wanted to, or for the time being, you could just leave it as my workspace, because I think that's probably appropriate if you're doing it, if you're a new user. As I've come into the settings there, let me just show you again how I did that. Probably when you log into Zoho landing pages, normally it's going to look like this. Okay, so you're going to go up to the cog in the top right corner, settings, And then you can see your workspace there. Okay, so if you want to access that workspace, we're back to the page we were just on. The reason I'm showing you this is because one of the first things you need to do is go to settings. And I think if you choose that you've not used this before, it's going to guide you through this process a little bit. But in the settings on the left hand side here, you can see domains. And this is where you need to add that subdomain. You do need to update your DNS records with this as well. So I'm going to do connect your own domain. We can call this, let's say, zohoist.com. And here's where we say what we want our subdomain to be. So it could be offers@zohoist.com, add domain. And now it's telling me what DNS records I need to add. So the DNS records are added to your DNS settings. Normally that is whoever you bought your web domain from. So if I've got nexusimprovement.com, then wherever I bought that is probably where I'm going to update my DNS settings. Quite often that's the same place that you bought your hosting for your website. And sometimes you might have what's called a content delivery network. So Cloudflare is a really common one. So if you know that you're using Cloudflare, then you will need to go and update these settings on Cloudflare and not on your web, whoever you're doing your web hosting with, or whoever you bought your domain from. So normally people will have someone that they can call on to help them with this. And I would definitely say in this case, it's probably something that you're going to need help with. Adding DNS records actually isn't a big deal, but if you're not technical, if this is something you don't want to get into, then definitely look for someone to help you. It's really simple, to be honest. What you're going to need to do is add a new CNAME record, so it says it there in the DNS settings. As the host, you're going to just put offers or whatever subdomain you chose. And then in the value, you're going to copy, it gives you actually an option here to just click to copy that, but you're going to put that in there and set the TTL, time to live, to the lowest possible value, or just leave it as the default. Once you've added that, then you can come back in here and click verify. And what it's probably going to do in the beginning, because it can take up to 24 hours. So when you click this initially, it's probably just going to get a little pop-up like this saying that it can't find it. So you're just going to have to come back later in the day or the next day, click up here to verify again and click that button again. And once it finds it, that will go green and this will be marked as verified. There's a next step there, which is SSL encryption. So I believe that Zoho offers, if I remember correctly, they set that up for you. They offer you, they just provide an SSL certificate for your domain so that it's secure. So that's it. That's how you set up your domain. So that's going to be one of the most important things that you do in the beginning, because then when people visit your landing pages, they're going to show up as part of your website. They're going to show up as part of your domain. Although they're separate, they're still going to show up as part of your domain. So I think that's everything that's really important there. Then if we go back to, if I just click on workspaces and click back on my workspace, I can click then to create a page, and it gives me all of these options for templates. Obviously I can create one from scratch if I want, but let's say on the left hand side here, we're interested in offering an ebook. There's different ebook layouts there, for example. So let's click on this one. What should the page be called? We're going to call it ebook offer. So by naming that page, it's going to show up. We chose offer.zohoist.com. So it's going to show up this page. The link to this page would be offer.zohoist.com / I can't remember what I called the page now. Ebook or test ebook or ebook offer, I think it was. So that's how it would show up. So this is the page builder. So on here, you can just click and you can edit the text. You can see when you click on something, you get options on the right hand side. You've got formatting options. You've got animation options. You've got custom CSS options if you want to get really granular about what you can change. You can choose what things show up on different displays. So as I said, this is very straightforward. Generally speaking, you can work this out if you've used Any other Zoho products like this. Campaigns is a good example. It's very similar menu. You've got your little icon here to drag and drop to move this somewhere else. I've just moved it off the page there. But again, I could drag and drop this and move it back in here. Well, I can try. Let's just get that. There we go. You see the little blue line just showed up at the top there. Now I've changed that. I think I've added in an extra column. So I'm not sure. Let's see if we can delete that. That's I've obviously messed this up now. So you can play around with this and just customize it to your liking. But obviously everything is customizable. You can drag things, drop things, move things around. Tweak things to your heart's content. You can see on this particular page, there's actually nothing else on the page other than this sign up form. There's a drop down on these things, and you'll notice if I click on the text here and do the drop down, it's actually showing me how this item is nested. Because if you imagine this text is in, looks like it's in a column. See, the one behind it is a column, which is in a row. Sorry, this is other columns here which are in a row. Let's just see if we can find that row. I can actually just go to that drop down and click row, and it will select the row for me. And then behind that we've got a section. So if I hover over here, you can see this is a section. So what I just want to show you here is, if you want to see how this item is nested, you can go to this list, this drop down here, and it will tell you in the order. So this is a heading object. It's in a column, which is in a row, which is in a section. And if you want to jump to one of those things, you can just click on that. So let's click on the row, and now I've selected that whole row. Let's just try again the columns. So we're in a column here, and just see if we can delete one of these other columns that I added. And that is not helping at all. So I'm not sure. This is fairly new to me as well. So I guess we're just learning together. Hi everyone, this is Ashley from the future here. I have just finished recording the video, and as soon as I finished recording, I realized how to fix this problem. So the way that this works is, if you click on one of these columns, you'll see there's a little icon there for columns, and you can just choose. So I had deleted the ones that I didn't need, so it's just a dual column layout. So I'm just going to click that, and it popped back to the way it should be. So just wanted to add that in there just to wrap that up. To add things in, if you want to add more elements onto the page, then we can click insert up here, and you've got different sections, so you can just drag and drop a section in here if you wanted to. So that's a kind of pre-built for you. You can see there as well, when we hover over things, sometimes we see a plus, or I think it said at the top there, add section. So like if I hover over here, we can add another element. Or again, you can just click the insert at the top. You can choose elements, and this is where you've got all your individual things. So if you wanted to add a button down here, for example, you could just drag and drop that onto the page, in theory, he says, which is not letting me. Let's just try. Here we go. Okay, we've added it to the bottom. So let's just now drag that up to the top and pop this in here. There we go. There's our button. Now again, I can tweak that by going to the settings for that particular object, and I believe I can go to this one here. Actually, sorry, let's go here. I think there's an option to make it full width, which there is. We can go align it to the left. We can make it large. We can round the corners. There's all kind of things. I guess the way to do this is just to play around with it and you know, find your way, experiment with it and see what works for you. If you're not a designer, if you're not into this kind of thing, probably going with the custom made sections, the custom made templates, and just doing minor changes to them is probably good enough. I'm just going to add some spacing to this just to move it away slightly from the text above. So I'm coming down to, I clicked on this icon here with the T, and I've gone to spacing, and then it says here even padding. So padding is inside an object, so this will be inside the button, adding space between the text and the edge of the button. But what I probably want to do is margin from the outside. So I'm just going to turn that off, because I don't want the same spacing all the way around. I can see a little icon here saying that this is related to the top. So I might add, let's say 15 and see what that looks like. Yeah, or I might add a little bit more, let's say 30 and see what that looks like. So I'm just putting the number in and hitting enter. No, I think 15 was good. So we'll go back to 15, hit enter, and then we can close this box and have a look. So there's our button. Obviously the text, font and things would need to be changed, but straight away we've got our button. If we want to edit that again, we can just click on it, click on the settings. We've got the options there as well to add the link. And this is how easy it is. So it's a great addition to the Zoho One lineup. And if this is something you're interested in doing more of, let me know. And if you need some help, I'll be happy to answer your questions and see if I can help you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.